Good evening, everyone. It is October the 21st, 2024. I've been feeling a little under the weather the last few days with a cold bug and a stomach bug at the same time, so I'm just getting over that. But I wanted to continue on with what the last thing that I had with, of course, a picture is worth a thousand words because there's more information. And I wanted to start today with one of my viewers. This is what they wrote in to me and my response to it. And then I want to share a little bit of good news in response to this as well that I just heard this evening. This is her. I agree so much with you about cameras. We need that so much. However, it makes no sense why people with violent records, etc., get places with no cameras at all. Mystery to be found out. Then my response to her, the cameras are only one part of a larger problem. The court system, how they deal with offenders, the Landlord and Tenants Act for another. It needs to be changed so that ordinary people, for example, who go to work, pay their bills, rent, etc., don't cause trouble. These people have no rights when renting, as once these criminals people take over with no strong laws to evict them. So this is another problem that we have, is how to evict these people as well when they get into our apartments. So that really needs to be looked at. And they wreak havoc in our buildings. And this is another thing that when they decide to completely trash an apartment, I think I've probably mentioned this before, but what happens is it gets to the point where depending on how bad the apartment is, sometimes it can take quite a long time, maybe 2 months sometimes. I know we've had dealers that have come in here, have done a lot of damage to the apartment, and sometimes it's been up to 6 months even to rent the apartment. And then they rent the apartment, and because it's conveniently close to a door for the homeless to come and knock on the door, and they can look out their window and see them coming in for their drugs, and can be let in, it takes sometimes longer even to re-rent that apartment. And when you're looking at the housing crisis right now with so many people needing apartments, all these apartments that do end up getting evicted from the apartments and that, this is where you have this major problem, why it takes so long, and you've got them empty for so long that why cannot people get in sooner that really need a place and are just doing ordinary things, working, as I just stated, not bothering anybody. They should be able to get these apartments that are being trashed as well. And so this is one of the big things that I wanted to say as well. And it's been a long haul. I think people have to understand that it's not that I hate the homeless. I don't think anybody really hates the homeless, but we have to come up with a better system than what we have now. And in evicting these people, this is part of the problem too, is getting enough evidence to evict the people. It's most of the time in court, it comes down to that old thing of he said, she said, and it's just verbal arguments. So you have to have some kind of concrete evidence. Well, what the cameras do, it definitely helps to give concrete evidence. When you're calling in, you've got homeless people that are in the stairwells, they're lying around, they're doping up, you can't get by if there's an emergency, in a case of fire, how do you get down the stairwells, as I've put in many of my things. Well, now with the cameras in, it proves all this. So this is one way we're hoping to be able to evict these people that where they're going. They will know exactly where they're going with the cameras, into what apartment they're going into. So, and it's just a steady stream. And then of course they do a lot of it after nighttime, and this is what we were seeing again last weekend when we had the fires. And she's absolutely correct. We need this. And it's, again, not because we want our privacy taken away, but it's for our own protection. And I want to kind of prove just how well the cameras worked for last weekend when we had so much trouble. And that was, I just heard a brief clip. I haven't got much on details of it, but I did hear that police actually got 10 people, 10, counted on your fingers, 10 people were actually arrested for the fires that were set. And they just put it a rash of fires that were set. And from what I'm understanding, this rash of fires started approximately around 10 when I was talking about my film. And it was going up till maybe 3 to 4 in the morning. So everyone was suspecting that there had to be more than one person, because with the boxes on the side of the buildings and stuff and that, I heard a number. I'm not sure. I can't really confirm it, but I heard up to 12 possibly were set on fire. So that's not confirmed, but this is the rumor or what I've heard only. Okay, so take it for that. But then there was, like I said, an empty house and another house with people left homeless. They were looking for that for arson as well. And so this is what's been good. Now I'm happy that I have the cameras in my building because it's showing things now. I'm understanding too that thanks to the cameras in our buildings and this was an experiment, all cameras that over the summer were being put in all the social housing down here in Lower Town. So there's many more cameras. And that it was very important that whatever we got on our cameras, apparently the footage was good. The police were reviewing them. And plus people who have, as I said, the doorbell cameras or private cameras, also private cameras from some of the businesses down here, picked up individuals. So this is probably how they caught these people, was through all the camera footage, because it was very good. And it's identifying people. So they have 10 people that they caught for that. So I'm grateful for that. And then I also want to mention that why do I feel another reason why I feel that the cameras are so important. During the early part of the pandemic, we had a little problem down here, and that was, we had a single mother with a daughter who just turned 13 years old. She'd come back and forth from school. The druggies and the drug dealers were hanging around, and they were starting to bother her. This girl, 13 years old, and they wouldn't let her in the building. They were harassing her, and how do you prove that? And she was in tears. It got so bad that some of us, like myself, were trying to keep an eye on the little girl, make sure she was all right. But again, you're seeing this may be an indication of, are these dealers really trying to get them onto drugs at 13? Because we're about that age group, because we're seeing a lot of teenagers right now also that are being bugged into getting into the drug dealing. The dealing, but taking the drugs, that's for sure. We're having suicides with them. So there's another problem there. Now, she was so harassed with her daughter, she finally ended up moving out of here. And I can't blame her. But again, if we'd had the cameras at the time, I'm sure we would have identified the individuals that were harassing this little girl. So I'm not only looking at it from an adult point of view for myself as a senior, as an adult, to protect myself, but it can protect our children as well. And I'm sure of that. So I'm going to leave it there for today. But I just wanted to brief you and let you know I'm fine. I just had an upset stomach and a cold at the same time there over the weekend, so I've been recuperating from that. But everyone, enjoyed this beautiful day that we have. I did get out for a little while finally today. And this extra special end of October that we're getting with this extra few days of nice weather. So everyone, take care, be safe, watch your surroundings, and we'll talk to you again soon. And bye-bye.